Hi, it's me, your boyfriend slash girlfriend slash day friend, favorite content creator. And yes, you saw the thumbnail. Sorry, I had to be a little clickbaity, but I do believe there's an actual problem with Summer's Game Fest. Now, I did go this year to Summer Game Fest. As this recording, it's still technically going on. There's still the events happening surrounding it. You know, you saw the showcases, Xbox showcase happening on Sunday and what have you, right? But as far as the actual event goes, let's do some positive-ish things up top, okay? I loved going there and like seeing all these people, this different sorts of creators. Some creators I've been following, others I'm just aware of because they're big creators, right? Like, not to be like a weird fanboy, but like I saw like Jacob Geller there. I love his videos. Again, Saul, didn't speak to. I don't really speak to people. I'm bad at that. I'm really bad at networking and promoting myself. I'm a little bit shy when they first get to meet me, but then like we start talking and I kind of can loosen up like a normal person, right? But I met creators. Shout out to 8-Bit Close Fist. Shout out to you. Thank you. And that was cool. I liked that. I liked seeing people in public. It sounds weird to say it that way, but when you're dealing with shit online, like all of these grifters in these spaces and all the negativity, even though you tell yourself it's hyper online, not real life, it is jarring to go into real life and see like the people who the grifters on the negative people online claim are not real gamers and don't belong in industry are out in full force. They are non-gender conforming. You know, we have minorities, we have Black people, you have like Hispanic people, you have Latin people, you have just all different types of people out there, right? And it feels good. It's like a community, and we all got to watch. We all got to watch Jeff Keighley show a bunch of trailers, and we saw Matt Mikkelsen, and we saw Hideo Kojima. Sandy Squirrel was there. It was pretty awesome in that regard, right? So I did like that. As far as the trailers go, this is when we start dipping into sort of not super positive. Like, there were good trailers, don't get me wrong, there were good trailers. Some of them really bled together for me personally because they were happening back to back to back to back, especially the ones with a very similar art style, which I'll probably do a video on. It's a separate thing, but I had to mention it here. A lot of trailers, obviously the big ones, right? Resident Evil 9, holy shit, that was such a good surprise at the very end. They kind of like tricked us in there saying that they have nothing there, and then here's Lady D talking about the Resident Evil collection that's on sale right now, and then all this stuff, and at the very end, like, hey, by the way, here's RE9 Requiem coming out February 27th next year, mark the 30th anniversary of Resident Evil. Fucking awesome. Project Century being revealed as Stranger Than Heaven, that was fucking sick. You know, there's some new games I hadn't even heard of, like Ill, which, to be honest, I didn't think it was gonna be my thing. And then there's a scene where you punt a demon-looking baby, just full punt, which is what I always say to do. Side note, on shit like, you know, those like Annabelles and like the Chuckies. Oh, that's so scary. If you don't punt these motherfuckers across the room and get out, like, Chucky's a little doll, bro. Kick him. Anyways, those were sick. I like that. And I do like the fact that there were smaller creators up there who, you know, really got the chance to shine, got to show off their games. That's really, really cool. But then you've probably at this point have already seen the think pieces either from websites or on Twitter. But the fucking Splitgate 2, it didn't get a large reaction if you were actually there. Like, there were some people who were cheering because he said, like, you know, he wishes Titanfall 3 were to be a thing, which speaking to the people, right? But it was a very, like, I don't know, like bro-y type of approach, which not like bro shit's a bad thing, but like the way he did it was very like if Joseph Ferris does it, it seems much more endearing, right? This guy does it, and it's like kind of coming off as an asshole because you're like disrespecting other people in your field, and not like publishers, like other developers. Like, you're coming out for them saying, you know, fuck Call of Duty, I'm tired of those games, you want something cool and fun. And it's kind of funny because they're like, yeah, we're not derivative. We're awesome. We're cool. We're sick. Here's Imagine Dragons playing while we show you this trailer.
Because I grew up playing Halo, and I'm tired of playing the same Call of Duty every year. And I wish we could have Titanfall 3. With Splitgate 2, we asked ourselves, how would we take portals to the next level? What if you could portal to entirely different worlds? So we combined the action, movement, and gunplay of arena shooters with the scale and intensity of something much bigger. Splitgate Battle Royale launches free right now, and it's fucking awesome.
And it's like, hey man, maybe read the room a bit. Maybe like you don't have to like specifically say fuck Call of Duty. Because at least, you know, when Sonic Team was up there and they were talking about Sonic Racing, it was a little jab at, you know, Nintendo's kart racing game, Mario Kart, but it was like in good fun. This seemed more mean spirited, and maybe like we just moved past that. And I thought that was kind of weird. Plus, you had like that like MAGA parody hat, make FPS is great again, which is also crazy because it's also implying that you can compare his games to like the greats like Halo 3 or like Call of Duty, which I think is maybe not the best strategy to do. And then there was another trailer for Atomic Heart, which surprised me because I didn't think it was received that well. I played Atomic Heart, the first one. It was okay, really good ideas, terrible execution. But the spiritual successor seems to be taking a better route, more open world. Looks like it's possibly co-op. Basically the game they wanted to make if they had the money the first time. That's kind of the vibe I got from that. And then Munfish is also doing a battle royale on a giant cube. Battle royale MMO RPGs aren't really my thing, but again, didn't look bad. I didn't hate it. Same thing with Arc Raiders. I didn't play Arc Raiders. You know, I didn't play the beta, and I'm not, again, really into those games, but Arc Raiders, like, oh shit, maybe I might give it a shot. Like the trailers, I thought were actually good for the most part. But then like, and here's where we get to like my complaint with the, you know, Summer Game Fest. It's just trailers. Like if there's no other way, but it's just trailers, which is fine for like a digital only event, but it wasn't digital only. I was physically at the YouTube theater. Like I was there, and there was nothing for you there unless you were like a known entity. Like if you're like an industry insider or influencer, you got to go upstairs, you got the invite, you got to go see like Hideo Kojima and all that other stuff. Maybe they gave you more personal, like hands-on, who knows? But that's my biggest issue with Summer's Game Fest. There's no fest. There's no festival. It's just trailers. And you can watch it all online, which is convenient, but then there's really no incentive to do anything in person. Now, there are things, again, surrounding the event. Again, there's a showcases, and I was talking to this actually with 8-Bit, how there's just nothing here for the people who want to like enjoy games like we used to. I never got to go to E3. I never did. But I have seen E3, you know, thanks to G4. I had watched like E3 coverage. I've seen shit online. I've had people who've gone there, you know, like, and I've also gone to conventions. I've gone to Comic-Con, gone to an anime convention. So like, I know what a con is like. This isn't that. So to call Summer's Games Fest a festival, because that's what fest is short for, seems like a bit of a misnomer. Maybe if they call it like the Summer Games Showcase, maybe it doesn't roll off the tongue, but it's more accurate. I think if they want to actually make it a festival, then you got to go all the way on this, like whole hog. Like you can't hold back anymore. This should be the premiere. This is what colloquially like killed E3, but it's not like a better version of E3. I think one of the biggest draws to E3 was like the experience of being there and getting like access to things that other people didn't get to access to, right? Like if you're just watching it, you don't get to, you know, go on the show floor and get your hands-on demo with this and this and the third. It's, for example, Liza P Overture. We watched the trailer and they dropped it same day. I downloaded it. They dropped the expansion pack, the DLC, and that's so cool. If you're home, Hey, oh, sick. Hitman, you can do a mission, a James Bond mission with Le Chiffre, played by Mads Mikkelsen. Awesome. It's live right now at home. You should have stayed home. That was kind of the feeling I got watching that's like, oh, this would have been so cool. I should have just stayed my ass home. I could have been downloading this while this was happening. I could have been playing Liza P. And usually, you go to convention, it's like, oh, you can play Liza P on the show floor. Here's a demo. Here's a hands-on. You wait in line, you did this thing. Maybe you get like 10, 20 minutes, but you got to do that. I went to IGN, I think IGN Live last year, now IGN's FanFest. And I got to play a couple of games like Still Wasted Deep and all this other stuff before they were officially out even in demos. And that was cool and awesome. I expected something like that from Summer Game Fest, the bigger, outlet, and it's nothing. And I think we need an E3. I know there's like PAX East and like PAX West, right? But PAX doesn't have that, I don't know how to put it, like the gravitas of what's happening here, right? This is where you get like world premieres, you get Hideo Kojima coming in, like you have all these people showing up, and it's like, for what? Like, I know E3 cost people money, it was a spectacle, but I think the spectacle is kind of necessary. I don't think there's really a spot for like, the gaming community to all congregate up. Like, not a lot of people can make it to like PAX, right? But I feel like a lot of people could come to LA for like 3 days, 4 days, do like an E3 thing. We get more coverage, we get more demos, we get a bunch of other stuff. So that's my big problem with how the Summer Games Fest operates. It's not really a festival, like, at all. I've been to festivals. I went to Rolling Out last year, and it's a little bit different. I think maybe, Jeff, if you're watching this, thank you, but maybe we expand into stuff like that. Give us something to do afterwards. Mind you, it was a 2-hour show. I got there. I live in LA. I left my house at 12. It took me an hour and 17 minutes to go 30 miles. All right. I drove that far. I paid $50 for parking on top of how already paid for my ticket. And then you get there and there's 2 food trucks, which is the first thing I did. There's 2 food trucks and that's it. Go inside, 2 hours. You come outside. After 20, 30 minutes, they literally kick you out of the main area. They close everything down. They ship you out. Have fun. You want to go back home and you live in LA? You're going to 405 North? No, you're not. Unless you want to sit in that parking lot. And so I'm like, that's why I thought they would be doing more things down there. Like other people are doing other things, but I'm not a big content creator. I didn't get invited to, Giant Bomb Tonight or, the IO Interactive in Hollywood or anything like that. And I think there should be spaces for us people who love video games but aren't like major creators who get invited to things, are industry insiders who get invited to things. Like an E3. Am I weird for that? Like, am I weird for feeling like it's kind of almost a letdown to go to Summer's Game Fest? Just stay home. There should be incentive to go there. And again, it was cool meeting other people. I even got recognized. One of my subscribers actually came up to me, which is like, holy shit, I never had it happen before, right? Which, thank you. That was awesome. But there should be space for us. We should be able to, hey, we paid to enter this place. There's this big, huge stadium. It's at the fucking SoFi Stadium. Like, I think we could work something out to be like, yeah, here's some demos on the game floor or swag or something. It just felt very much like a, oh, okay, you guys are gone. The important people upstairs, leave, please. Everyone else just go. Just be gone. And I kind of don't like that at all. So yeah, I don't know if that's like a hot take or not, but I think Summer Game Fest could be a lot better. Like a lot better. Like I have, again, Jeff, if you want to talk, you can just hit me up, we could brainstorm some things, maybe you can like give me a ticket to like Game Awards. That'd be cool. All right, I don't know how to really end this in this one. So if you are still watching this, thank you. But also, I don't know why you're still watching at this point. Why am I not just ending the video? Right? I can do that. I can end the video. I'm going to end the video.